Shame. Shame. Shame.
Well, I hit the road. What's up, yo? Eric Johnson. I'ma let this build up. Don't worry, the whole meat trick situation, I'll get into that. Not here, but you'll get a video for that.
Shame.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked the Ultimate Warrior video.
Shame.
The video that most people weren't smart enough to figure out. I've tried to tell you this with the words, but you guys were so focused on the N-word, you guys didn't understand what was going on.
Shame.
People thought, like, they started off with all these crazy comments. I wake up this morning and it's just crazy comments. Well, the morning is afternoon for me. So, all of a sudden I'm looking through the comment section and everybody's like, how did you let that white boy call you the N-word? First off, he never called me the N-word. And I'm going to explain to you the entire scenario so that you would never, ever, ever be misunderstood again. See, on that video thing, you could only put the N-word. I wasn't laughing at him saying the N-word. I was laughing at the end of the story, which nobody was focused on.
Shame. Shame.
But I'm there. I'm listening to what he's saying with the story. So when he got to the punchline of the story, as white dude took his ride, it was gone and flying down the street in his car, and he got to the end of the story. I was laughing at the brother's response. But you guys were so focused on the N-word, you think I'm laughing at him saying the N-word, which is not true. But here's what happened. Now, on that video, when I say freedom of speech, on that video, first off, that guy isn't my best friend. This is a guy who lives close by my home, and he has poker tournaments and parties at his house all the time. So, like, everybody goes in and out his house. So, he's having a card party. Everybody's got their money on the table. Now, he dates or sleep with a black girl. So I guess that he feels that this is entitlement, that he gets to use the word from here and there, but when he tells story.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Shame TV East Watch, your host Derek Jones. Coming to you guys real quick tonight, shed a little light on what you just heard. This video is entitled The Truth Behind Karceno4life. It's apparent from the beginning that this whole video is set up to be a video to explain away whatever happened. But before we get to that, for all of you guys who are new, you haven't been trained in the art of YouTube television buck dancery. Now, in YouTube television buck dancery, whenever there's an individual who has a large subscriber base, whenever there's a problem or a real life situation where other people may be involved, people may no longer associate with this individual, whatever, for whatever happened on their page, they immediately go into what is called YouTube TV buck dancery mode. It's totally disingenuous and is disrespectful. Now, the only people who typically engage in this are the narcissists who have smartest guy in the room complex, which Karceno, for anyone who's actually seen his videos and who subscribed to his page, you know that he has a smartest guy in the room complex. Okay? You can tell at the beginning of the video when he called you stupid for not understanding why he was sitting there waiting for the punchline of a joke in which some European dude kept referring to his people, and pretty much him, because he's talking about you and your people, as because we know white people don't separate us from our people and look at us as individuals. So you're not even focused on what he's saying. You're actually saying to us that we're dumb for ignoring the fact that you're ignoring this European throwing out racial slurs whilst you wait for a punchline to the joke that he's telling that is saturated with racial slurs.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
And maybe it's us, Karceno. Forgive us. Forgive us for not being as educated as you. Forgive us for not being as smart as you and as intelligent as you. And for not picking up on the fact that when we're in a room and Europeans are using racial slurs and racial jokes, we should not be focusing on the fact that they're, saying and or using racial slurs in front of us willy-nilly with total disrespect. We should be waiting for them to finish the joke, because that's more important.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what has become the standard on YouTube TV. You have guys like this, once they get a certain following, they're not going to do anything to deviate from that. They're more worried about views. They're more worried about supposed sponsors. They're not worried about anything that they purport to worry about. This man has a million truth behind videos about different people's business and how they reacted in certain situations and how he feels they should have reacted or how he would have reacted and what they were supposed to do. Countless individuals from Jay-Z on down. So we're not talking about someone who's just, never has an opinion about anybody or anything.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
And now we have a situation where he's sitting in a room justifying the fact that he was sitting in another room with Europeans laughing in his face whilst using racial jokes. Removing himself from that situation could have been easy. Maybe at the time he was a little nervous and taken aback. He is human. We can give him credit for that. But to come out and start the video by calling other people stupid, because we think it's stupid for any black man and or woman to sit down and listen to anyone spew racially slurred, laced jokes right in front of us, and we're waiting for the punchline to the joke, and we actually think that is a good leg to stand on, strong place to be coming from. I don't think so.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Another large platform that has no problem talking about Meek Mill, which he should, has no problem talking about Jay-Z's phony ass, which he should. But at the end of the day, bro, that was live in real time. No one's going to forget that. And you handled that horribly. You handled that absolutely horribly. You run around calling LeBron James all types of punks and all these other guys punks, and you acted like a punk in a real life situation. You run around talking about how much weight you lift all the time and how other people are fat, and you're not fat. I guess it's just that nose and that fucking chin and your neck and whatever is fat, but everything else is supposedly muscle. Whatever. Anyway, how you run around running your mouth, how strong you are, and you're from, I guess, Chicago, and that means whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. But I guess in today's terms and language, that means you're supposed to be some hardcore guy. Like, I heard your story. You openly told your story. You were around niggas. You wasn't doing what niggas was doing for real. You was just safe. You was around niggas. Your brother or cousin or somebody was probably really, really doing shit, and you safe, which is fine. You supposed to live off the perks if you can. But we're talking about you personally. Now you got a lot of stoolie in you. It's seen. It was obvious with the video you did the other day on Illuminati, which I can't stand that term because it's so cliche now. It's like it's lost its luster. But the whole point is to ignore the fact that people are not making it on their talent and merit. People are not making it in this country because they work hard. And to say that is absolute foolishness. To say that is absolute foolishness, is dangerous, and it's fucking careless for someone to have that large of a platform and be that ignorant. Gee, things are the way they are for black people because it's scripted that way and it's carried out that way. It's designed that way. There's no way in hell we would have to go through the things we go through and other people don't if it wasn't designed that way.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
So for you to disregard that and say that, why every time a black man make it and it couldn't be all y'all, because generally it's not, because they're not in a position where you, just because you work hard, there's an instant, automatic, natural translation into abundance of wealth and prosperity. That's not how it works in this country. You got to kiss ass and then be picked by the people whose asses you were kissing. Come back to reality, Karceno.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Now the point is, and staying in reality, the truth behind Karceno. The truth behind Karceno is this. We have an individual who has, again, what is running rampant around this nation seems to be a bunch of smart people. So-called smart people, self-proclaimed smart people. And he has a huge smartest guy in the room complex, which of course allows him to not be able to see anything. Not for him to be able to see and recognize when you're going overboard, when you're siding with Europeans who are not just talking about LeBron James as a basketball player, but talking about him because he likes to have his friends around him in unity with the people that he has unity with and likes to keep them around and make sure they get paid and not take advantage of a system that's making billions upon billions off of them. What the fuck, nigga? You sound crazy.
Shame. Shame.
Like, I listen to a lot of shit you saying is cool, but when you start talking political talk, and that's air quotes, you know what I mean? When you start talking real, man, it's not real. G is really coonish. It's really, hey, I got this house because I worked hard, and you can too. Like, stop it, G. First off, you don't have anything. We all know in America, if you do not pay your property tax on your home, they will snatch it from you, i.e., get the fuck out of here. If you do not want to get out of here, they will shoot you and or cage you. So stop living in the illusion like the rest of the so-called black elite, whereas you think you got some stuff that you really don't have. You can't, anything that you can't protect, you really don't have. And I'm going to leave that with that.
Shame. Shame.
But the truth behind Karceno is, he's an arrogant, smartest guy in the room, complex individual who, at the drop of a hat, has proven he will attempt to explain away the most asinine fucking situation that he was in that could have just been spoken with honesty, as though, hey, saying, hey, listen, I was taken aback at the time. I didn't want to, of course, jump on the man in his house for using words, but I should have just removed, I could have did this. None of that will come out of his mouth. No, what did he say? You're stupid. You don't understand. You don't understand that I was waiting for the punchline. Nigga, fuck wrong with you niggas? You niggas is mad at Karceno because he was sitting there whilst this dude was just disrespecting me because he's doing this shit on purpose. And the fact that he's sleeping with a black woman and he's doing this in front of you, I know he's doing it on purpose.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
And what a silly gutter rat she must be. And how many times he says it and does it in front of her. But the fact that, you know, we're mad at, or we're a little upset and surprised and disappointed in Karceno because he was waiting for the fucking punchline, guys. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? This guy is telling a joke, man. Fuck the fact that he's disrespecting me, calling me a nigger, basically, and my people and niggas.
Shame.
Racial slurs.
Shame.
Who cares about that?
Shame.
The point is, this joke. Let me hear this joke, because this joke is so serious and so important. Really?
Shame.
You should have said something else, man.
Shame.
When you say bullshit like that, and that comes across Shame TV's meter, you know, the bullshit meter starts a tingling. Sorry, G. That's horseshit. Just come out and say you was nervous, you was taken aback at the time, you was caught off guard, and it is what it is. Don't come out and call people stupid for saying that it's crazy for a nigga to sit there and let somebody be doing that bullshit in this day and time again, right in front of his fucking face after all the shit he talks about everybody else, especially black people. Willy-nilly. Which you can. Because we your people. But I'm just saying, when you know it's time to stand with your people. And you let that shit happen and then got a nerve to talk shit about niggas or talk shit to niggas because, what? Because you were waiting for the punchline and we didn't get that you was waiting for the punchline? Who the fuck gives a fuck about that punchline, nigga? Are you serious? That's your answer, Karceno? I gotta go, guys.
Shame. Shame.
This nigga said he was waiting for the punchline. That's why he was listening and taking this dude using racially slurred laced jokes in front of him.
I guess that he feels that this is entitlement, that he gets to use the word from here and there. But when he tells story, no, Willie Dynamite, no. So when he's telling stories, he slip up and say the N-word. He's drinking like, no, and then
now he slipped up. How the fuck you know he's changed?
N-word, and everybody be like, hey. He was warned.
He know. Now you know he slipped up.
Times.
First he's entitled, and he feels entitled, but then it was a slip up. If he feels he's entitled to say it, then it wasn't a fucking slip up. Shame TV East Watch. Your host, Derek Jones.